Today we're going to keep it simple. We're going to saute a wild-caught sockeye salmon in ghee butter. The way I eat is very simple because I have lymphocytic colitis. Hi there, welcome to My Chronic Illness Journey, episode 24. My name is Shay McIntosh Ford, and I live in Tulsa with my husband, our 2 boys, and our little puppy. I was diagnosed with lymphocytic colitis a year ago this past week, following my bout with COVID-19 from the year before. My doctor definitely believes that the virus is what triggered this condition. And because it can be so difficult to find information on this condition, I decided to start a vlog on how it affects my day-to-day life. I record what I eat and when, and if I have recorded a recipe for the food that I'm eating, I will pop it up in this little eye in the corner. But because YouTube only allows me to do this 5 times, I will also link everything down below in the description box. I'll also throw in some links for some information about this condition that I found helpful, and other links as to why I'm eating the foods that I'm eating. I don't snack. Like literally, when I'm recording what I'm eating, that's what I'm eating for the day, and that's it. I do not snack at all. I drink only water, primarily SodaStream, so carbonated water. There's nothing else in it, it's just carbonation. Also homemade beef bone broth and organic black coffee every other day. Just a G-cup. I can't seem to tolerate any more than that, which is a real bummer. But as you'll see, I also occasionally drink a glass of organic, no sulfite added Cabernet wine when I have pain. And I drink this because sometimes the pain is too intense for me to be able to get comfortable enough to fall asleep at night. And because colitis is an irritable bowel disease, I will also be talking about when I go to the bathroom. Every time I go to the bathroom, except to pee, that doesn't matter. But it can also be more than once a day for a bowel movement. Sometimes I don't have a bowel movement at all, and that has nothing to do with colitis. That has to do with carnivore, which is the diet that I'm eating, except for coffee and wine. Otherwise, I'm full carnivore. Most carnivores don't have to go to the bathroom every day. Fortunately, I manage that. Sometimes if I eat the wrong thing, or if I'm too stressed out, sometimes it's stress, I will end up going more than once a day. When I do have a bad trip to the bathroom, I take a gluten-free version of Imodium and Pepto-Bismol. And the bismuth tablet tastes a little sweet to me, so every time I take it, my running joke is that it turns into a different dessert, because I can't eat desserts. I'm really glad that Easter is ending because I'm sick of going to the grocery store and seeing all the Easter candy that I can't eat. Specifically Peeps and jelly beans. Can't eat them. Not even gonna try. Diet most certainly matters with this condition, and I've been trying to figure out what works for me. As I said, primarily a carnivore diet works for me, specifically a lion diet, so only ruminant meats, but I have been able to branch out to seafood and ghee butter. If you suffer from colitis, I hope that something I do or say here might help you. And this first segment is going to be my cooking. I'm just going to show you how I make my salmon fillets. There's really nothing special to it, but in case you've never made it for yourself, this is how to do it. And after that, we will go into my week. The first thing you want to do is set the heat to just above medium. My dials go from 0 to 10, so I set it to about 6. And I'm going to take my ghee butter, and I'm using the fork to scoop it out, but that's because I'm going to be using the fork to cook, and I just don't want to make any extra dishes. Then I scrape all the, just a good sized dollop of butter goes in there. And the fish, this is how it comes to me frozen in these packets. It's been thawed in the refrigerator overnight. So I'm just going to cut the wide end of the fish and make sure it's open, because what I want to do is drain the juice that's in there so that the juice doesn't come out into the pan. So I'm going to walk off camera to do that. So I'm draining the juice and waiting now for the pan to heat up. The pan needs to be nice and hot so that when you put the fish in, it sizzles right away. Normally, I cook with a stainless steel pan, but I do have trouble with the skin of the fish sticking to that pan. This is one, I believe it's copper lined. It's like nonstick, but because it's copper instead of the regular chemical nonstick that they put on there, it doesn't seem to bother me. So I go ahead and use this just for my salmon. So now it's time to add the salt. Just want to make sure the pan is coated. Because it's nonstick, you're going to get a few holes in the butter, but that's okay. So I am using my Himalayan pink salt that I use with the grinder. Again, not a frou-frou salt. It's because regular industrial salt that's ground at the factory will be contaminated with spices, which I cannot tolerate. So I just use the grinder, and I'm very generous with my salt because I don't get sodium in my food otherwise. And I'm going to go ahead and carefully slide that salmon right onto the pan, skin down first. That's my preference. I just like to cook the skin side first. And you're going to cook it for 4 minutes. The 4 minutes are up, so you're going to want to very carefully slide your fork underneath there so you don't separate the skin, and flip it over, trying not to splash the butter. And you're going to let it cook for another 4 minutes. And it's very simple, and that's it. You just turn it off, and I eat everything: skin, salt, butter. You want to scrape everything out of the pan onto your plate, and in the end, you have a beautiful salmon fillet. Good morning. I'm having the second helping of ground lamb and beef bone broth bits in ghee butter, and this is the last of the beef bone broth bits. I'm still not all that great digestively. Again, I'm fine. Last episode you saw how at the very end there I was having a rough day because it's that time of the month. Still having a hard time this morning, but it's not as bad. Last night I was just really frustrated, and I did definitely need wine to fall asleep. I'm a little better this morning. I hopefully won't need any wine tonight. I think it should probably go away by the end of the day. I can get back to normal. The boys are now going to be riding the bus to school every day to kind of help save me time. I didn't realize that. I thought that we lived too close to the school for them to ride the bus, but I guess that's not true. So they're going to start riding the bus to and from school, so I'll have a lot more time to devote to writing and marketing and trying to make some money as a book writer, as an author. I'm going to be doing a lot of that today. I can't find my glasses, and I'm not going to get up to look for them right now, so we'll do this without them. But it is time to eat. So I've got a salmon fillet in ghee butter, a can of sardines, skin on, bone in water with no salt. No salt added. I will be putting salt on them. I'm still doing okay. I'm still cramping a little bit. I don't think it's digestively. It could be from the stress of yesterday because I was really frustrated. That's a possibility. If I'm still hurting tomorrow, I will probably end up doing another 48-hour fast just to knock this out of my system. Otherwise, I'm doing good. I might need wine because I'm still pretty uncomfortable. We'll see how I'm feeling, and I'll let you know tomorrow. Good morning. It is rainy and stormy, and I spent most of my morning in the closet with the chicken dog because of thunder, but now I'm ready to eat. It's Wednesday, which means liver and ghee butter for breakfast, and it's a coffee day, and I'm still feeling achy. I did have wine last night. It's not bad this morning, so we'll see how I do later on. I'm tempted to go ahead and do a 48-hour fast now that I'm having liver for breakfast, but I have a beef heart in the refrigerator thawing out, well, it's thawed. I'm afraid of waiting 2 days and it going bad in the fridge. So I don't know, we'll see. I wish I hadn't done that. But I didn't know I was still gonna feel kind of achy. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cook the beef heart for dinner anyway, see how I do, and I might fast next week. So after Sunday, might do another fast, depending on how I'm feeling. Oh, and I'm ready for a workout. After I'm done eating, I'm gonna let my food digest for a few minutes, and then there's no yoga until tonight, so I'm just gonna go work out, see how I do. Maybe the workout will make me feel better. I don't know. So I just had a BM and it was perfectly normal with a ghost wipe and everything, so yay. I still haven't been to the gym yet. I've been kind of dawdling a little bit, but I'm going now because I feel better. I'm thinking then that I probably don't need to go fasting anymore, at least not until I eat something that disagrees with me. I said earlier that I was gonna make beef heart, and you might have been thinking, if you've been watching me before, she usually doesn't eat beef heart for dinner because it's got a lot of B vitamins and it keeps her awake, and you would be right. I just wasn't thinking when I planned out my meals for the day. I realized that about 45 minutes ago, so about 6 o'clock, I'm like, it's beef heart. I need to go ahead and start cooking and eating now. So that's what I did. So that's what I've got is beef heart. This is the thin part. I'm not gonna eat all of this. I'm just gonna eat until I'm full. The thick part is still cooking in the pan. I'm still doing well. I had a good workout. I am starting to do push-ups without the block assist. Like I do the kneeling push-ups. And when I first started, I couldn't even do one kneeling push-up. I needed, there's this block that you put under your chest so that I'm not all the way on the floor when I do my push-up. But I was able to do not all my kneeling push-ups without the block, a little bit more than half, but then I needed the block because I'm still not that strong. I'm getting there. I can actually start seeing my muscles now, so I actually have a muscle, which I haven't had for a long time. So I'm excited about it. I'm still in my workout clothes just because they're comfortable, and getting out of this kind of a sports bra is kind of a workout in itself. I just haven't bothered to get changed yet. Anyway, I'm going to eat my beef heart before it gets too late because, yeah, the B vitamins will keep you awake if you eat beef heart too late in the day. But this was a huge one. I might have some more early dinners just to eat it up. Good morning. I have beef heart, and this is actually a blend of the tallow discs from the bone broth, and one of the bone broth jars was from the arm roast. It was ghee butter, so it's a mixture of tallow and ghee butter. I did not need wine last night. I'm doing good. I actually thought that I might need it just to be able to get sleepy after having that beef heart. I was thinking, well, I'll just lay down and see if I can go to sleep. Took a little longer, but yeah, I was able to go to sleep. I'm doing well now. We're having issues with busing though. William's fine, but the buses for Charlie is triggering his autism a little bit, and because it's really, really loud, it's overcrowded. It's not that the bus is loud, it's the kids are loud. They scream and they're just extra loud on the bus and using words he's and I are not happy with. I'm gonna have to drive him in today, and I might see if there's a different bus that he might be able to ride because of his diagnosis. It might be that I just take him to school, to and from school, which would still save me some time because I was spending a lot of time on both car lines because they go to two different schools. And I can understand it being triggering for his autism because I remember the bus getting pretty loud sometimes. The whole plan was for him to be able to do some homework on the bus ride home, but he can't do it. That's where we are. I just had a BM and it was almost normal. I don't need the antidiarrheals right now. Yeah, I'm doing good. And that's it. Nothing else except a bunch of notifications on my phone. Time for dinner, almost the same as breakfast. So this is leftover beef heart in ghee butter, and I'm still doing good. Nothing to report. I'm being very lazy this morning. The boys don't have school because it's Good Friday, so I'm still in my PJs. I'm just chilling this morning. But I do need to get in the shower and go to the gym and do a workout. I'll do that in a little while. But it is time, way past time to eat. I was gonna wait until I was hungry. and I'm hungry now. So I'm gonna have beef heart in ghee butter. It's also a coffee day, and I'm still doing good. I was surprisingly sleepy last night after eating beef heart. I must have been extra tired. Other than that, I'm fine. My arms are sore because I was doing push-ups that I'm not used to. I'll get there. I'll be able to do regular push-ups eventually. Gotta build myself up to it. I may not eat another meal because I'm eating so late today. I'm gonna give myself a break on the beef heart and thaw out some salmon just in case I might be hungry later, but I have a feeling it's just gonna be a one meal day. So I just had a bowel movement and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't watery, but it was a lot looser than it should have been. I'm gonna go ahead and take these out of an abundance of caution. The little malted Easter eggs. I remember eating them a long time ago. They look like little robin's eggs, but they're malted candy. So as you can see, I am extremely lazy this morning, sort of. I was waiting for the boys to take showers and then I had to do some laundry. It's done. So after this, I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower, but I had another bowel movement. I think I'm gonna wait on going to the gym today, maybe try tomorrow instead. No idea what caused it this time. No idea at all. Maybe too many meals of beef heart in a row. I don't know, maybe cross-contamination. Who knows? Peeps. I liked Peeps. Good morning. Finally took a shower and got dressed. So yeah, I wasn't feeling well last night at all. Not too terribly crampy, but enough that I needed wine to fall asleep. I'm feeling better today. I'm giving myself a break from beef heart. Hopefully I'll be hungry early enough tonight to eat some because I'm eating now, but I'm having a salmon fillet in ghee butter and got a can of sardines. So this is the skin on and the bones in water with no salt added. I will add my own salt, and that's what's for breakfast. But yeah, hopefully I will be hungry enough for dinner so that I can have some more beef heart. Which reminds me, the other night when I was super tired even after having eaten the beef heart, that was the night before I was having the digestive issues of yesterday, the night before last. That explains why I was so exhausted. For whatever reason, my body reacted to something. It made me so super tired, even after eating all those B vitamins. That part makes sense. What caused it still does not make sense. I still don't really know what caused it at all. I can't be Sherlock Holmes all the time. Good morning. Happy Easter. I am not having liver even though it's Sunday. I'm gonna have that for dinner tonight. I'm having beef heart in ghee butter and it's coffee day. I got on a pastel dress, but a little bit too big. I lost a lot of weight on this condition. I did have a second meal yesterday. We're listening to classical music in the background, so I did have a second meal, but I did not record about it because we went out to dinner. We tried Red Lobster. I had a dozen oysters and they were really good and there was nothing on them but salt. I did not have a reaction. Oysters so far are good. I still have to give it another day just to make sure, but I feel fine. Like I'm not cramping at all. I did not need wine last night. And the dinner I had, because I always note what time I ate, so it was about 6 o'clock in the evening. And then we went out to Sprouts. I found frozen clams and mussels, so I'm gonna try that next. I know I said I was gonna do eggs. I might do eggs after the clams and the mussels. So far so good. Hopefully this will be a good Easter. Just can't eat any of the candy, not even a taste. All right, hubby has a computer, so I'm using my phone, different perspective, but I'm ready to eat and I am having liver in ghee butter and I'm feeling better. After eating the beef heart earlier, I was kind of feeling a little off. I don't think it's the butter because I eat the ghee butter with salmon and liver and I don't have a problem. I think maybe I was eating too much beef heart in a row, so I'm gonna try to intersperse that a little bit more. I just was afraid of it going bad, and that was a really large beef heart this time around. Good morning. As you can see, I'm dressed for the gym. I'm going to yoga and hopefully a workout right after because I haven't been doing that. I really need to, but it is time to eat. So I'm having beef heart, and this is a mixture of ghee butter and the discs from the tops of my jars of bone broth, so tallow, and that's it. I'm feeling good. Hopefully this doesn't set me off. I do think that maybe I was just eating too much beef heart in a row. We'll see what happens after this. Hopefully I'll be okay. All right, again, Hubby's using the computer, so I'm on my phone, but I'm ready to eat. And I am having salmon fillet in ghee butter, and I'm also having a can of sardines, but these are a little different. I'm trying these out to see if there's bones in them. They are skin on, I can tell, but I found these at Sprouts, so they're still wild caught in water with no salt added. I just didn't know if there were bones inside, so I'm gonna try them, and if it works, then I'll get those instead because they're 50 cents cheaper. I'm doing good. I thought I was going to I did yoga, but I thought I was going to do a workout too, but I kind of ran out of time doing my edits and stuff, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I might work out tomorrow instead. That's it. I'm ready to eat, and I'm feeling pretty good. And I will leave it here. I hope I've helped you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye. Pop it up here in this little eye. And that's what I've got. Puppy. Almost the same as breakfast. Hot. Hubby's sneezing his head off in the background. I guess. I don't know. It's hard. I see all the Easter candy, but ooh.